And I want to I think we have the best mayor on the planet.
I agree.
We
I
would
will
not be
work
here.
with them.
I'm
It's a
keeping
big
up.
support of the memorial.
Exactly.
Okay, so
When I approached Mayor Levy and asked for help in terms of this concept, because concepts are always easy, reality is where the mountain just appears. And he said, call Memorial. I will set it up. And I received a phone call, and here we are. So, Mayor, thank you.
Especially when you're in elected office, I think one of your roles is when someone expresses a need, it's your job to know where the solution can be, even if it's not within the city organization itself. And obviously, Memorial being such a huge partner for the community, I will say, not the city. And so it's incumbent upon us. I know Commissioner Hernandez does the same. He's got a whole network of his history in the city, and he's always helpful and eager to help connect people and serve. It's probably one of the reasons why we're Rotarians too. We joked about it earlier, but in the end, we're all have that service spirit. It's really great. It's really what makes the community thrive and succeed, is that ability to identify needs and connect people and facilitate solutions. So I just have a question about sickle cell. So now that Memorial has the facility open for 2 years, and you expressed that the condition is prevalent in South Florida, do you feel that there is capacity in the service opportunity to attend to everyone, or do you feel like there isn't?
at this
And it
point,
depends on the patient to come in for the service.
exactly.
Right.
At this point, we do not have a capacity issue.
Okay, good.
We don't. And if we need to, because we are about the community, if there becomes a capacity issue and we need to have another location and place it in an area where we have more residents with sickle cell disease as a smaller one versus this one, because we will do so. When we started this program, we had a lot of interest from the West, South Broward, the Miramar, Pembroke Pines, West Side. However, we said, we want to start here. This is regional, is where our patients were complaining. We're going to start here. We have the research, was just across the street, and we're going to develop it. We're going to work out the issues that will occur because we're a growing program. We will consider putting a site out west. But at this point, we are building this one. And it's not just going to be, okay, it's open, let's go. There's a lot more resources we want to put into this.
We had no idea how many. We sent out the invite, and that's very encouraging. Also, I'd like us to be introduced to someone who's been a community warrior for many years. We go way back. It's almost like we attended kindergarten together. And it's always an honor to see her because she provides a lot of service to the workforce. And if anyone has an issue with training or going to school or a second chance, just call Ms. Bragg and she makes it happen. So at this time, Ms. Bragg, would you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Basil. My name is Debbie Bragg. I'm with Career Source Broward. I'm located at the Davie Road Extension Office under the leadership of Carol Hilton, our president and CEO. I'm sure the commissioners are familiar with Ms. Hilton. She's very active in the community, and it's an honor to be here. I happen to have some family members who are suffering with sickle cell as well, so I'm very interested personally in this project.
We have a sickle cell warrior in the room. We're honored that she's able to make it. Madame?
Yes, my name is Sonia Baker. I've been a warrior over half a century. I'm hoping and praying and pushing that things, especially for sickle cell warriors.
Those years. But the question I had for you on sickle cell was, just to put things and put a face on it, I mean, do they have any data of how many people are actually suffering from sickle cell in South Florida?
It's not an exact number, but we do have the number and the amount of individuals living in Florida, in the state of Florida, and they estimate a number in South Florida, but it's not a good number.
I give a lot of speeches, and at times in some of my speech, I always share that some people think Liberia means liability. It's a lie, okay? Our objective is to make sure we enhance individuals who are moving forward, to make our community a better community for all. And that's why I have Bridging the Gap. Bridging the Gap is for us to explore and see what we can do to enhance Liberia. I believe 95% of us come from dysfunctional family and 5% lie. So this is an opportunity to move forward, and because family matters, basically.
Exactly.
So let's discuss Bridging the Gap. What does that look like? What does it mean? So we could enhance the reason we're here today.
And so we'll be improving some structural, I believe, and electrical components of the building.
Right.
Because LES wants to use it, whether it's for their offices or for the services they provide. So that's something to look forward to.
Please, they do not
Yeah.
want everybody to know that they have sickle cell.
Correct. It's a stigma.
It's a private thing, so the thing is, they're not gonna ever come right out and say, I have sickle cell. Because they're just like saying, I have AIDS. So the thing is, it's a private thing that they carry now, just like Mary, you said, if it's advertised, then I think many more might respond, but it's not advertised to a point where they feel comfortable in letting you know that I have sickle cell. It's just like right now, I know sickle cell is a very important illness that is really doing its damage in the United States.
If you guys don't see the mayor and I interacting, it's because this for us is a sunshine meetings, and anything that can come in front of us, we're not supposed to be discussing. That's number one. And number two, I think the community forum that you have here, thank you for inviting me, because it's an education for me to learn what's going on. In the term that whatever the city can do to highlight as Memorial as our partner, and if maybe put on our board, as we do on our Facebook page or anything else like that, that if you have any health-related issues when it comes to this, if you guys give us a contact number or something like that, I got a feeling that I don't believe that our commission will be opposed to doing something like that, because that would help the community and would highlight some of the needs that otherwise, as Henry just mentioned, it would go unnoticed because people wouldn't want to talk about it.
And I think, and I know we're getting into the weeds a little bit, but I think if Memorial created a door hanger that said, know somebody with sickle cell, here's what Memorial does, we'll take you to the facility, it won't cost any money, whatever the main points are. Got questions, call this phone number, or, call now for treatment.
We're gonna keep it moving, we're not just gonna stop there.
Right.
So we wanted to make it even bigger and invite other communities to come and make it a citywide thing.
But the gentleman I'm going to introduce you to made it happen. So out of appreciation at this time, Reverend Mike, would you introduce yourself?
Something to deal with the stigma that you all call, but then I want to add to this piece of bridging the gap while we're talking about major ways of kind of expressing awareness. Have we ever considered a street team? Street teams are the same thing we do in terms of evangelism. Street teams kind of take the place of the marketing, takes the place of the old school versus new school. It gives you a way of how to reach the masses. Where it is you talk about flyers, where it is you talk about canvassing, persons kind of going to and helping certain age demographics get out and become registered and become aware. Much like the same system you have at the airport where you have young children, it aids the person in assisting. So you kind of take away from all of the other avenues of spending more money, but then you get a chance to not only young and old kind of bridge the gap, but you also work with the idea of the masses becoming one unified front. So the street team does all of that in a way of just getting connected to colleges, various high schools, and also gives young people a way to get connected in a community and become activists before they get out of it.
Okay, my name is Jerry Hadley. I'm the son of Joseph Austin Adderley Hadley and Lucia Daisy Douglas Hadley from Dania Beach. I'm the grandson of Henry Ethel Baker Douglas from Palatka, Florida, and the grandson of Isaac and Susan Portier Adderley from Cat Island, Bahamas.
I was going to say, bringing the topic back to bridging the gap when it comes to sickle cell, that's what this is concerning,
Yes.
right? I'm a sickler as well. As I say, I was born and raised in Liberia, so I practically lived my life in that hospital across the street. I have the disease, not the trait. So I was oftentimes not in school, but in the hospital.
Well, I feel like we do have sickle cell. I know 2 people in our area that have sickle cell. And to be honest with you, I'm just happy to be here to learn so much and to hear so much, because we never focus on it. You know, I know they have it. I talk to them. They tell me what they're going through, but I never thought to grab a hold of it and help them along the way, other than just giving them food. So I thank you for bringing that up, Mayor. But we do have 2 peoples, and they are aware of Memorial Healthcare System. I've been knowing Memorial Healthcare System probably for over 20 years, you know, coming to the different meetings. And I was saying to Mr. Graham and I go way back to Teddynruth Healthy Coalition meeting on the Memorial Healthcare System.
Exactly.
And these are all the things that we used to talk about and discuss over the years, but COVID kind of brought us apart, kind of split us up, you know. So I'm glad to see you guys are coming back to the table, and I will start focus a little bit more on sickle cell.